Hey everybody, Ben Meiselas here from the MeidasTouch Network, and this is a special edition of the MeidasTouch podcast here on this live stream. And I'm here, of course, you see him, Adam Kinzinger, and by now you probably know that Meidas Studios and Adam Kinzinger made a movie together. It's called The Last Republican, and we thought on this live stream right here that we would make the first act available to all the Meidas Mighty for free right here on YouTube. So we're going to play it with no interruptions. We hope that after you watch this first act, you'll then go and buy the full film. It's available across all streaming platforms. We've independently distributed this at Meidas Studios. So Apple TV, Amazon, Google Play, YouTube, it's all there for you to download. And hopefully you'll support this independently released film right here. Adam, before we play the first act, what do you want our audience to know about this first act of The Last Republican film featuring you?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get addicted, so just know that in the first place. You're going to want to see the whole movie. But look, I think the first act really just sets this up nicely. This isn't just a documentary of a historical event. There's the personal element on this, and I think you see that right away. It really brings the human depth in, and that's the whole movie. It's more than just the history of it. It's what it means to all of us and why this fight's so important. And you can see a little bit of my family too, which always makes me a little emotional.
Without further ado, let's play Act 1.
You know, last night, Sophia and I are talking, and as we're kind of going into the end of this, and we're like, you know, we're putting a lot of trust in these guys. They could make us look stupid.
Like, we've been blindsided by everything the past 2 years. It's been a lot to figure out who can we trust, really.
It's a real concern, and, you know, I recognize that, like, you have contempt for what I believe, like, in terms of my political viewpoints. Like, you don't, I think in any other situation, you probably would be protesting my office. You're just so far left.
First of all, it's kind of mean.
Yeah, it is.
That's kind of mean that you would think I would have contempt for your views.
Yeah.
Why would you think that?
Do you have contempt for my views, Steve?
And in the key House races, Republican Adam Kinzinger cruised in that 11th district Republican primary. He grabbed 64% of the vote.
The 32-year-old Air Force pilot also received strong support from the Tea Party in his landslide win.
Okay, that's a fair question. But what you're essentially asking me is why would I want to make a movie about you, a guy whose political views I oppose?
Adam Kinzinger.
Adam Kinzinger. He's a real up-and-coming star.
Yes, Adam.
Mr. President, thank you. And just from the House perspective, I want to say Anna's is still currently serving Guard member. You're my commander-in-chief. He's doing a great job as secretary.
Great job. He is doing a great job. Thank you, Adam. Very much appreciate it. Handsome guy.
I mean, normally I want nothing to do with you.
You voted with the president 93% of the time,
Yep.
So
well, I
that
agree.
seems like you're. No, it's so fun. I'm just curious. Is that...
And then, lo and behold,
Frankly, we did win this election.
when the president denies the election result, all of a sudden there's this guy from my home state, you, who stands up and says, fuck that.
The truth is that the election was not stolen, and it's important for our party to take inventory of that and go out and win the next election instead of continuing the big lie.
And then after the president literally tries to overthrow the government,
Down to the Capitol.
you were the first legislator, you were the first one of either party to invoke the 25th Amendment and say, this guy's a maniac and needs to be forcibly removed from office.
All indications are that the president has become unmoored, not just from his duty, or even his oath, but from reality itself.
Then you voted for impeachment.
How does it feel to be a pariah within your own party?
So yeah, that's why I wanted to make this movie. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't conflicted, right? Because to me, a courageous Republican is still a Republican.
I think it's not about a political view. It's about what it is to turn against everything you've ever belonged to because of some red line you can't cross.
So out of all the cinematic visionaries who wanted to make this film, why did you say yes to me?
Hot Tub Time Machine is the thing that sold me. It's a cinematic masterpiece. How can such a serious filmmaker like Hot Tub Time Machine not make me look good?
Right. That's really good logic.
Thank you.
So we've been shooting together for over a year.
Yeah, a lot over a year. Feels like 4 years.
They need, and the fact that
through, the appropriations process.
Real negotiating yet between the two chambers.
We're happy to take a look.
Hello, this is Congressman Kinzinger's office. How may I help you?
Okay, welcome to the office. Turn this open. So this is our front room, and then in here, this is where folks from our legislative team sit. Our Deputy Chief of Staff, Meidas Studios.
So you're asking me for the statement before I even give out the statement?
Maura's a loud typer, but when I swear to God when she's being recorded, she's like just a little bit louder.
You think so?
You can feel the emphasis, yeah.
Is that quiet enough for you, Paul? Is it too loud?
So when I joined the office, I would ignore Maura's emails because she was mean to me.
That's not true.
But I would always do what she asked. I would just never respond.
Well, Maura could see Paul's computer, so
I said,
an email.
I would see he saw it, close out of it. I was like, well, he clearly ignored me. That's quite rude.
Rule number 9 was in response to me suggesting that in some circumstances tickling would be okay. But this was a reminder that under no circumstance can you tickle any coworkers.
How's this going?
Good. It's actually good. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not on my nerves yet or anything.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good time.
It's funny, though, because at the beginning, I don't think your chief of staff was thrilled to see me in your office.
I think in Austin's perspective, anytime there's a camera around, you're on defense.
No filming.
I mean, you made it very clear from the very beginning that you didn't agree with my politics. You called yourself basically a communist. You outed yourself as.
Progressive, but sure.
All right. Thanks.
When we were filming that first day, keep in mind the mindset to that point, I was still considering running for governor or Senate. The decisions I made to speak out against Trump or to even vote for impeachment, I never really had a debate on that in my own mind. I knew I had to do it. But when I voted that way, naively, I thought there's no way people aren't going to wake up from this. I remember the day after January 6th, everybody was kind of waking up at that point.
The president bears responsibility for Wednesday's attack on Congress by mob rioters. He should have immediately denounced the mob when he saw what was unfolding. These facts require immediate action by President Trump.
President Trump is practically and morally responsible for provoking the events of the day. No question about it.
I called it was like Saturday morning when you had a giant party at your house Friday night and now you got chickens flying around. You have a bad headache. You're only wearing a shirt and you're like, what did we do last night? That's where I thought the party was.
So your thinking, even at that moment, was the insurrection and the attempt to overthrow the government in a coup d'etat that included 140 Republicans voting to not certify the election. You thought that just might have been a crazy bender and that they were going to wake up and get their shit together.
Yep. You're going to wake up, you're going to deal with the hangover, and you're going to gut it out and drink water, right? Donald Trump was a non-entity. Nobody even showed up at Andrews when he left. But you can always fix a hangover by starting to drink again. And And that's when Kevin McCarthy goes to Mar-a-Lago. That changed everything. Because Donald Trump had been disgraced until that moment. Kevin McCarthy was the minority leader. And Kevin told us, I just happened to be down there in Palm Beach and he wanted to meet, and I'm not going to say no to a former president. Bullshit. I knew at that moment what would happen.
You know, if you didn't know the TV footage was a video from January the 6th, you would actually think it was a normal tourist visit.
The former president, was he responsible for what happened?
No, of course not.
You think about it, if you actually come to grips with what's happened, that's going to take some soul searching. It's much better to just numb the pain. It's easier.
After careful consideration, I've made the decision to oppose the House Democrats' slanted and unbalanced proposal for another commission to study the events of January the 6th.
Just to torture this analogy, it seems like you would be a great candidate to start Republicans Anonymous.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean? Like you could have, like, hi, my name is Jim Jordan.
No, but then we're just feeding into your little left wing, like, oh, every Republican is just a Democrat waiting to find his wings.
Oh, definitely.
Bullshit. I mean, it's a funny analogy, but in that moment, I felt very isolated.
With great solemnity and sadness, I'm announcing that the House will be establishing a select committee on the January 6th insurrection. It is imperative that we establish the truth of that day. The select committee will investigate and report on the facts and the causes of the attack, and it will report recommendations for the prevention of any future attack.
The resolution is adopted.
After you were the only Republican besides Cheney to vote for the creation of a select committee, at that point, are you just all in? Because you don't know you're on the committee yet, right?
No, and I don't want to be on the committee.
Really?
I didn't want to be on the committee.
He was not supposed to be there. Adam was not supposed to be in that group of people.
You know, I voted for it because it was the right thing to do. And I start hearing rumors that Nancy Pelosi is going to appoint a Republican to sit on a Democratic seat. Very brilliant of her. And I was like, please, dear Jesus, not me.
And I remember we had dinner in DC that night. And I remember we both talked about it, of like, should he do it?
I don't want to do it. I don't. I also know I can't say no if I'm asked. And frickin' Nancy Pelosi announces it before she even calls me, by the way. Kind of pissed me off.
Will you be appointing more Republicans to the committee like Congressman Adam Kinzinger?
That would be my plan.
I wake up Sunday morning to a missed call from her at like 5 a.m. Like I'm going to be up.
So when will that be announced?
Perhaps after I speak to Adam Kinzinger.
A lot changed that day.
Illinois' Adam Kinzinger. Adam Kinzinger joins Congresswoman Liz Cheney on the 9-member panel,
who lost her job in Republican House leadership for taking a similar stance.
The first committee hearing is set for Tuesday, where Capitol police officers will testify about their personal experiences.
My staff, by the way, is telling me, like, you're not going to do this, right? This is suicidal. And they are right.
Action! Everybody come up here where you were.
I was with you the day that the final redistricting map comes up.
Was that when we were out shooting the commercial?
Now, Kinzinger has served 6 terms in Congress, but newly approved congressional maps put Congressman Adam Kinzinger in the same district as Darren LaHood.
That new district voted 60% for President Trump, a deep red pro-Trump district.
They drew me in a very unfavorable district with a kind of crazy MAGA guy, and I knew there was no way I could run in a primary and win.
Well, it's just a sensitive, I mean, we're in a sensitive topic right now, and so we don't want information to kind of get out that we're not ready to get out.
This is off the record.
Yeah.
You know,
I got it.
I'd say we're well.
Well, there's no good time anymore.
There's no good time. Yeah.
If you're not going to run. There's no good time.
Yeah.
If we announce this week, you're no longer part of the party and you're no longer influential.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that very bad news came in the middle of you doing like 1,000 takes for a political ad about finding common ground.
Some leaders in Washington have forgotten the purpose of democracy. Some leaders in Washington have focused.
That was a rough day for you.
It could be an umpire.
What?
It could be an umpire. Hey, if I don't see you guys,
thank you,
you're
Adam.
awesome.
That was awesome.
Seriously,
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Adam. Appreciate you being here.
Adam Kinzinger, perhaps the most high-profile Republican lawmaker in Illinois, announced he won't seek re-election. He's one of only 10 Republican House members who voted to impeach former President Trump.
Mr. Trump responded with a quick statement taking credit, apparently referencing the Republicans that voted against him earlier this year, simply saying 2 down, 8 to go.
About Friday's podcast, we talked about doing you explaining your decision. Do you still want to do that Friday, or do you want to? You can always do it via
Probably do it at
Zencaster.
home.
Okay.
It was great. It worked.
I don't.
It worked better than it
I wish
ever
you'd
had.
asked for our opinion because I would have told you.
It worked.
Hello, friends.
Hello, sir.
It's amazing. Like, everybody now is telling me how much they're sad I'm leaving. I'm like, why the hell didn't you guys say anything prior to this moment? But we still have 14 months, and I want you guys to know, obviously, I'll help support you in anything you want to do in terms of next steps. Love to keep you here as long as we can.
Well, just like talking about priorities, is there anything that us as a staff and this office can shift any focus to, or things that you want to accomplish here in the next 14 months?
I think that, if we can leave here with a bit of a legacy on democracy preservation, like the history books will be kind. It's a worthy fight, but I think it's a battle that we have to have a bigger forum for it.